Now to say,
me way now so.
I don't yami gusu shirami.
Okay.
Sure. I mean,
me who say I go church on here be what Twitter say. Oh sir, Newcastle phone.
oh me so.
So saying maybe a big claps.
Say Eddie Howe am a good friend. Yeah, Oko Yuka, Madame for Pa no. I didn't come on. But on Saturday bi ha e bradia.
Or fadia.
Oh fadia.
Dadia.
Mpanifo nam. Akra nwe. Onti we dey Eddie Howe mia na Madame for no. Akra wo company na frame catch him so. Me hu boy bi or Leipzig.
Afro.
I see a friend of Benjamin. Oh, a friend of phone. Anytime you're friend me.
Wala.
Eddie Howe.
Afro o number there.
Oh yeah, I'm a good friend. My number I'm using in Ghana yeah.
024950.
A friend anytime you bon come. Oh, so Oko pa branch no friend me.
Okay.
Catch him so me hu strike bi. I will Leipzig. Na busa say friends no so Sesco na so okay. Onko but you see if you na share data science bibia optics ni bibia kekabo mu no. The guy is a fine striker. quality striker. And I'm catching a fake. He said, on country board, no. Say, me share boy, no, he's good. To many amorim kasa. Na yemfa boy, no. To where the Harry, fetch me. Boy, no, or your number one. But I give you her and penny for nam. And I'm going to me. Ti, yafa. Ti. Enko.
Yebe ba ho. Yeba ibe di san komoni nyina na. Well, some things are for men only there. Ti edu me be di come on. Which where Barca for ne. Enye omo ho na e pre omo. It's not as if Barca by force want to play at the Spotify camp now, even though they don't have stadium in complete. And you see, one Laporta mo delusionized to the extent that they by all means want to play at the Spotify camp now. Now, why am I saying this? Rich, Inca at the Stadio Luis de Companys, any bad place for them to play. They are trying to take kind of music. It's a good place for them to play. In terms of capacity, Luis Companys know about 45,000 every time. But Rich, the operational cost of Barca playing at the Luis Companys compared to the Ombebo even at the Camp Nou at 30,000 crown. Rich, Ombenyeska every Camp Nou anymore. Dan Somakobo Luis Companys full capacity. In fact, last season, there were only about 5 games spent at Barca boy away at the Luis Companys. Omunya a full capacity. So fans traveling to the Luis Companys was an issue. 2, say Omubo even at full capacity. Omunyeska entering say Omubo at the Spotify camp with 30,000 people. When you see the reports and almost every now and then, Barca are trying to push it down. Say Omu games no. And with the Spotify company, Rich, it is not because maybe they are too desperate, but one of the ways to make me PFs have financial struggles is all of those gauge proceeds that they can get, the gauge revenue no benya every Spotify company. When Gabi said that, oh, they have not even installed the roofing, but they still want to make sure they'll play. It is true. But if one are not planning to install roofing this summer, because it will take them 6 months to install the roofing at the Stadio de Camp Nou. So then, hire won't install it roofing. No, but without the roofing because it doesn't affect anybody. Barcelona have been granted that opportunity. Say between that weekend of on the 11th of September to the 13th of September, they can play that Valencia game there. They want to return and play that match, because at the beginning they will play almost all of them games away. Then subsequently around the 12th to 13th of September, Omo Valencia game over the Stadio Camp Nou, Spotify Camp Nou. Omo they are targeting some revenue no be increase. Revenue increase here. Then Champions League games, no any other they will try and play most of them over here at 30,000 capacity. Rich and Unim Adiaba quite affected Barca last season. He said, Uni said most of the clubs no in Europe they do a lot of activations. Into Barca sponsors no Spotify, Mones and Kofono. And they could have done activation in front of the Camp Nou. But you can't go and do that at the same rate where you do it at the Mujik. So activation seeker. Barca for no idea of the Barca is spy. A whole city project that they want to do around the Camp Nou. To the extent say almost value say by the time a Camp Nou annually it should give them 200 million in terms of revenue. Camp Nou alone. Ubeka, about I think a couple of months ago, Real Madrid for a year, Santiago Bernabeu, they got revenue of 1 billion across board, not just the stadium, but in that of the stadium, it was between 200 million to about 500 million just from stadium. Stores, some of them rents, activations, some of them, even VIP boxes. It gives them a lot of money. See, Rich. One report
outside the box.
Yeah, one report in him say, Charlie, almost this is an emblem. And Rich, oh yeah, dang.
It's in Zubasa Yenska.
Yes. And Rich, even apart from the economic and assembly economy, Rich, whatever you do, Barca soon come now.
Sure.
That is where they feel like this is Barcelona playing, even with 1,000 capacity a Camp Nou. So they always want to make sure they go to the Camp Nou, and they will do that in September. Barca will return there. I want to see that happen. Which sport say Sisia, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, any Barca and saying some no about the Dane war. That is what sport is saying. Esel Aguera. That is what sport is saying. Say about the war in front of Mundo. Mundo says that it has ruptured totally apart. The relationship between Marc-Andre ter Stegen, any Barcelona for Rich, totally it has ruptured. Yesterday, everybody knew my conclusion of this matter. You can't fault Marc-Andre ter Stegen too much because Barca actually or no, and actually in Kofobi ama onu. Say what he may want to make sacrifices for the club, but the club will not honor him. And it has also been clear, say, although on free club, the club already has his replacement. So he doesn't have a place there. So maybe in the head of Marc-Andre ter Stegen, yes, Simeko. But if I will go knowing that my name and I've gotten what I want. Again, does Marc-Andre ter Stegen win in this way? I don't really think so. Barca will use whatever they have. So Marc-Andre ter Stegen and gets the way over there. In fact, La Liga board until there is a signature of Marc-Andre ter Stegen, it can't come there.
But is it it seems as a Barca for a deliberate attempt. Sa Banter no. You could pick people for the Omaba. You better taking it off. Na and no pave way so that you better register players be.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you,
yeah.
Look, so share the stage and go our daddy ama Barcelona. Yeah. Me, Obian will bet my catch him Banter and a good goalkeeper. He's a good goalkeeper. Ebia pra fine. Yeah. Pra so any place the name.
Yeah.
You can't take it out.
Yeah.
See the football come out. And number one.
Yeah.
Number two. And say Banter Anya Shekwan when number one the my Germany national team. So Onyadia, you name Germany national team. Come on in that go pussy. It is for Barca to tell we are sitting as a branch on your number one. On your number two, name number three. No. As a BB catch him say Barca for ne sheda ever say a brand thing say. And it's so bad.
I don't think you are
it's
wrong.
So bad.
I don't think you are wrong. I think
I call my dear brand in very, very bad.
Rich.
Almost want to send a carrier.
Oh.
Man, that is how I see it, to be honest with you.
I want to say you are being a little bit
no, maybe. On say, I ran to BBN. Muso on your operation. Also, a quack. But on no operation now, quack. But the info, to some extent, I disagree with him. Because operation now,
yeah.
Yipana also obey, no. Honestly, we are 4 to 5 months.
Yeah.
And also, according to also, next we don't need income 3 months.
Yeah.
But you see, so we're back and forth of two parties now. It looks like as a Barca for us, that say, what brand you be for near registered.
But whilst that can be true from a perspective, Barca also has a legitimate stance.
Saying,
you see, many Barca for arguing with their approach, but their stance in terms of its legitimacy, no many arguing. Which 2 seasons ago, any last season, Marc-Andre ter Stegen has not been durable. What's we see plenty players then, but a player when you're available to play for your team, you can't be counted on, especially when you are one of the highly paid players at Football Club Barcelona. Uko Barca books no swa. Onu na nisi kaso ka ho. Ono Frankie de Jong.
Barcelona deneka.
Yes, Metias here. Ono Frankie de Jong. These players are highly paid at Football Club Barcelona. Rich, it is a Frankie de Jong elbow game week in, week out. That's we are part of the most highly paid players at the club, and you are not playing. That's Usika Osra. Rich, trust me, I always make emphasis to business decisions. It will come down to that.
I agree.
Yes, the approach is the problem. Say Barca for no
there's an approach in America.
But Rich, at the end of the day, Barca were always going to look for somebody to come in before they go into the market, because in Barca for no turn Ter Stegen and so no go for one Garcia man. Maybe their bargaining power or their bargaining strength would have reduced. Yes, Barca had a general plan. I agree. But I don't think some person was saying a career. We got to a point where no Marc-Andre ter Stegen now. He was not durable enough to be able to play for football.
If you know what the Barcelona, is so bad about them. And they had the money their mom.
Oh, yeah.
My another example, Frankie de Jong.
Yeah.
Time I know person taking off from books, they know they are branded. Since I was on Matona, I branded say I want to play. To the sense of so Barca say
in fact, now
it's so bad.
Frankie de Jong put a so in dance. Proper Catalan people. Hodi album. Piqué mo. All of them, they left the club through the back door.
Yes, indeed, so bad.
But you see, Rich, near Jose Bartomeu, more the year club, and baby a club, they have to take some of these decisions. And unfortunately, say Marc-Andre ter Stegen is going to be a subject of that. I have to say, Spanish football players, but they say he has every right. Say Barca for me, Barca for me, even if it comes to discipline issues, they can't do anything to him, and they've called him. Again, the report from yesterday is that Barca for now penna. They can't even meet him to convince him to sign. I think that Barca has 30 days. Some of these are reports in the back. They have enough time. I think they will try other ways to try and convince a friend of Marc-Andre ter Stegen to go in there. Rich, Enra, Chelsea Fono unveiled Willian, Estavao, de Almeida, Ewo club bottom Akoba. Now, you see, Chelsea Fono, the brief from the day they bought this boy was that at Brazil, they call him Messinho. And in South America, and in Brazil, even the Argentines believe that he is going to be the next Messi. Oh yeah, and only be rich.
Go fee. Brazil for the canway. Oh, I go that way.
The nickname of the friend, Padauma, and you're not making.
And I can say now, because we're the next idea.
Not little man nickname. They say that he's going to be the next Messi. That's why they call him Messinho.
But your Messi no for Argentina.
No, Masima Mekade went
to Brazil.
Yes, Messi, even the Brazilians and even the Argentines in South America. And I was about to explain to you.
But your mate can't be way. Now coming go can't be all.
Me hear me analysis. Ya memo everywhere I got it from.
That is showing a fact checking.
Mamin kama semu.
Yen can't no raw near Jama. Maybe yen sa.
Debbie say in can't semu kama.
Because me ma can trans ana ukwa. Uba be busa muslim say Richardo I know musa question.
Asem no en kama kan raw and kama imba be duru akra mbambe. He produces a company from Nayo Majuma. And the reason why I'm where I am right now is because I've been fact checked throughout my career. Fact checking me.
Okay, do you the next level Messi?
So they call him Messinho.
Okay.
Now, when you say Estavao Willian Enya the debut for Palmeiras at age 16. In that season at age 16, he had 16 goal involvement. And before Estavao Willian, not the only player YB had been only a branch friend in Neymar da Silva Santos. He had not had played in the Brazilian Serie A before. Rich, at age 16, he scored in the South American Championship. Your friend Copa Libertadores knows it then. He scored in there. Very, very important competition. He scored there. And since that time, Brazil for have kept on saying, this boy looks like the next big thing out of your competition, even ahead of the Vinicius Juniors, Rodrigo Goes, and the likes. Now, I was about to say something before you intervened. Since I started supporting Chelsea, I think that only Eden Hazard has come close to all of those synonyms and attributes if you even want to get close to Lionel Messi. And since Estavao was announced by Chelsea 1 year ago, I've constantly decided to make sure I'll talk about the boy with a pinch of salt. I didn't hear. Rich, the jump from the Brazilian League to the English Premier League, is very steep. And it will take a lot of work for Estavao Willian to establish himself in Europe. Some of the samba flair, dribbles, that you get in the Brazilian League, you may not be able to get that in English Premier League name. So you want to be careful if you are talking about Estavao Willian. But the numbers are there for everybody to show. At age 16, scoring the South American Championship was deemed to be very, very important for a young boy his age. At age 17, Rich, Abra boy no echo more the next season on the game the goal contributions in that season was 26. He doubled the goal contributions the year prior, making 15 assists. Okaboma, it was getting into about 41 goal involvement in a handful of games, about 77 of them. The numbers kept on growing, Rich, to the extent that Wabeya the youngest Brazilian to start for the Seleção. And everybody knows the Brazilian national team. Born Unimba, you won't start. If you are not close to a certain Neymar and Vinicius Junior and Sankofona, you won't get a part to play in the Brazilian national team. And the signs are there for him to become a top player. Now, Rich, a very interesting thing. Unlike a lot of Brazilian boys now, Estavao doesn't come from a home like that. In fact, the papa is awful. Ni papa na gabi kan ho asem. Ni papa na yesofo. Now, according to Estavao Willian, Abrana ni mami nyim no. Obi se ni papa nkom se obebobo. Iti for ni papa from the very first day Estavao Willian eyawo ne top form no. Wadi faith echi. Any Nigeria si yahye ne nkom se ne ba ne bebobo akoduru eso. It every time odinachi to the extent say Ojai na juma na oye won chen just to always travel with a branch friend Estavao Willian. Intebu o krampa na ese okokoshe Estavao no bobo de ne ko no ababaka be sorry just because ya sending come say the ban bebo. So Estavao has a different Brazilian journey and the numbers are there to show for that. Oshana, Rich, for a lot of people who doubted Estavao Willian, I think that the biggest opportunity for Obia was the Club World Cup. And everybody who watched Estavao Willian, I think about in the 5 or 6 games of boy, majority of them were the man of the match. Because I remember the Palmeiras game. To the extent that he scored against Chelsea and also won the man of the match of that game, quality display. Everybody that also would have doubted the quality of the Brazilian league would have watched the Brazilians Club World Cup in him. And everybody who understands the Brazilians never Club World Cup they proved to Obia Sabon Omunimbo. And we see Estavao yesterday has been unveiled. Whether or not he is going to be Messinho or English Premier League name, whether or not he can get to even the level of Lamine Yamal or even Copa One initiative, a matter of time. Okay. But in terms of potential, they believe that he can get there. Now, in the first words, I'll say I am very, very excited. It is a new experience in my life, a new stage. I am looking forward to it. Into Chelsea right hand side, Honor there, Rich. Sisi Ababaye, Pedro Neto, Estavao Willian. Pedro Neto, Estavao Willian. And if Cole Palmer can play there, he also moves in there. In fact, from last year, Nani Entourage, this will be about even as a 10. But I doubt that in Europe, they will put him in those tight spaces. Our English Premier League. Cole Palmer plays there, and hopefully, Estavao Willian will go to the next. Oh, and again, I said, almost a year and a half to wait until I arrived here. But it has been a year and a half that I have worked hard and I've done my best to get here in the best shape possible, according to Abantia, your friend Estavao.
Okay, Sanui, Apetesia, Nekuatia, okay.
Minkai.
Unti down. Okay.
Are they saying?
I said, Nipa no boy, no call, no for. A bonny Numina, a person skip one. Apetesia, Nekuatia, on Pessoa Bobo. No more a concert now as a chairman. Oh, boy, Munina. I don't know why I was home.
Yeah.
Ubo, wa mo, yaba few.
Yeah, they know.
Was a matter, wa, so, oh, Fasaki and Sana, oh, best you are. Enti, Sawasama, who can't say, oh, even the Brazilians, as well, the next level, no, you prove me, I will show you so. And I'm saying, Metia for fast checking. Unkasam tra na unkosa. Enti upo umpo. So mama sa link na mko bi.
No problem.
No sisi o.
Mama fama se musina me fama.
Every. Man here no so who. Obobo sa no.
Mama wie.
Bansa no afia yi so asifo.
Na obi a o hwe bia na o ma check enyo na beka.
Kofi.
Enyo na beka. Enyo beka se
check. Check enyo mimi de mi na bi kire o.
Na enyo no kre. Se ro no kofa e conjecture ne ba na headline. Na enyo no kre.
Story na me kind he na ya conjecture bibi o.
You important kan baby as Chelsea players ni tena form. Na make a show.
Kofi.
But one kasa rich.
Apranke mejiwa aji o. Mejiwa aji.
O de upa
Entro no edoso. Entro no edoso. Was he is the next Brazilian. Into omo kan Brazil. He is the next Lionel Messi. Brazil for na kan Brazil kru no. I'm so me interested was our story. No? I want to read.
Now I've even explained to you. Many need to change.
Actually, any facts.
No, no, come. I mean, analysis.
They won't even prove me.
No. Leave
until you prove me wrong.
I have listeners to judge me. Let them judge me. Me, if I'm not good enough,
listeners, listeners who are now there.
Won't see my Manchester United. We are against supporters union. Won't see my listeners. We are against supporters union for president. Into the Chelsea player compare Messi there any what
I didn't grant some yes sir.
Into be sack any Chelsea for na boy any free Brazil.
Why do you have to even do that
comparison? The boy from Brazil coming.
Estavao.
Almost Zano can do one and say what's your problem?
Kofi pa. Now who is a top analyst? Obi Tigana. And can you maybe say Sana Nkoka?
Maybe South top analyst the couple of Kakana.
Oh, top analyst. I never expected this from you.
Let me talk.
To be honest with you.
So you don't let me talk.
I don't pay what my says from
Obi Tigana so Bobo say Laminya man. Estavao Willian no to be about Messi. What are you saying?
Yanko here you go. Benjamin Sesko.
Say no one now.
The best striker in the world. Akwen go share.
Oh yeah, ni da. Aha na obese oba. Nenye one aka chere
say yeah big o.
Mwere.
He too big.
Say then
teams are called Benjamin Sesko who are. What say no to them?
Teams where?
Chelsea go
Chelsea called Benjamin Sesko. Chelsea and Benjamin Sesko senior. We were clear from the onset. We bought Liam Delap, bought Joao Pedro, and Benjamin Sesko. How can somebody who scores 13 goals in the Bundesliga, who doesn't have even 20 plus goal involvement since his time in the Bundesliga and he Chelsea and corner? Arsenal crown or Penocrown, we say this boy, Mr. I'm impressing me as a kind of analysis. Chelsea and corner to us, yeah, to us. But how can some men on the query? I imagine also. Senior to us.
I mean, the whole fast check.
Me man, me dey fast check. Me dey say, "O kana say, enye no kra me catch." Chelsea am kono. Enye wo sin.
Is it the whole fast check? Watch it.
Chelsea am kono. Da when Chelsea go back Mesesko. Da when Chelsea go back Mesesko.
Ati.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yanko na.
You go.
Your time so.
Your time so senior. And the American say, "Sisi ayi dra ka say, prepare ka say." Newcastle need to beat Manchester United. That is certain.
Okay.
But fashion team say, don't make it look like because Newcastle bid more than you know. Express and pampa in natural fact, Sikano so change no. It could be that Manchester United add-ons were more feasible than Newcastle's. So yes, the two clubs no only in the same level. Manchester United has the pool for Benjamin Sesko. He's a good player. Everybody knows my stand on Benjamin Sesko. Only a bad player. I would have loved that Manchester United would have invested the money into the middle of the park than get a Benjamin Sesko that gave Leipzig last season 13 goals in the league alone. And also, Odiom Kodi is 7th position. In my opinion, when you have goals in Cunha and Mbeumo, you don't particularly need Benjamin Sesko. But United fans believe that this is the guy to go. And Sporting Director says that that's the guy. Then who am I? We check it off. United in Kwankotono. The season is starting in just about 2 weeks. We will come here to analyze Benjamin Sesko week in, week out. We hope. Say it doesn't become another Hoyland. It doesn't become another Zegzi. It doesn't become Anthony. No. Medjuma and SB. Who Medjuma says host to crowd become. I mean, Medjuma. And I'm basically Medjuma. So that's what we are saying. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, see, when you agreement, Bianca here we go. Oh, jumping gun.
Player no Bobo no say me choose Manchester United.
Says you go see there. Oh, you see.
Or no friend Newcastle for say I'm sorry.
I okay.
Also from the I'm sorry. Team na na mpese me Bonafi no maba.
Na say na mo ho de dada. No odwen ho.
Yeah, finito.
No odwen ho. Yes, isi am with 3 attackers in 48 goals no mo share last season. Matthias Cunha, Brandon Mbeumo, Benjamin.
Super computer. Me say in feature na no. Baby e da na be sesa. So de to 12. Na ochine be ba 4th nim.
Super computer dey.
Top 4 ne be bem.
Super computer nko an dey me mfa nya adwuma. This is super computer.
Okay, che why na yenko. Che code ni yenko na ayala.
Na is which me so just 30 seconds on Thomas Partey meaning say ayala.
Yeah.
Which I had not taken my time to look at charges na on the about party, you know. Because on issues like this, no, I always want to be the last person to talk about it. Because one, it borders on legality. Two, it borders on Obahuasem and it's emotional. And it's also against a man, and I'm a man. So most of the times I drag my feet in this kind of conversations. But Rich, I saw this graphic from Media General 3 Sports. Rich, charges no TO. I'm going to charge 1. Anal rape of complainant 1. Rich TO. Between April 2021 and May 2021, during consensual vaginal sex and intercourse, it charge 1 say not pertaining about have consensual sex. And for some reason, a party called for a backdoor. It's backdoor area. One party, and these are alleged things. One party can from fetchery and other fetchery in the course. Rich, who share the time frame now? It is between April 2021 and May 2021. Charge 2. Or say anal rape of complainant 1. The same complainant 1 now, or the charge 1 more party. No. On one or somebody say after May and April 2021, in 2021 April any June, or sign by back.
As I GB.
And only as I go fetch him, she said, "Hono, honey," and so say they were having consensual sex.
Okay.
So that is for me the little problem in the charges. Last one, or say vaginal rape of complainant 2 in December 2021, reported to the police in February 2025. Rich, my problem, and yesterday I was speaking to a doctor. No, not many about doctor, and I call it in common. And besides, how are they going to ascertain? Charges because if it happened in 2021 and then the report came in 2025, because even with my little biochemistry background, I don't know if it's going to be DNA, what kind of forensic testing is going to happen. I'm really waiting. I like the way he carried himself out court and he's going to be able to go and play with Villarreal. Many I just say at least the life ember at a standstill and he can go on with it.
All right, ayana bra na yen trust because me yin kra me wi bra na yen trust na fe